There you go.
Hello, welcome to episode 3 of The Burning Truth. I'm not counting the interview as an episode, as it was just a nice little break-up. We've been promising some interviews, so I actually delivered one.
Hey!
My colleague was supposed to do an interview, but he couldn't get his shit together quick enough.
Whoa! I turned up!
Yeah, well, he just couldn't get his shit together quick enough to do his interview.
Hey, I got my stuff. I was ready.
Yeah,
Whoa. In fact, if I recall, I even did a special video to help some college and university students.
He was that ready, folks. We actually got to the venue. He bought his recording things out. Didn't have any battery life left in his recording system.
That was the first one.
So I had to go and fetch mine. In the pissing rain, got soaked just so we could record the interview because someone didn't remember to charge his crap up.
I then found the charger.
Episode 3. We've got some more interviews on the way. It's episode 3. We've got more interviews on the way coming up. We're going to do one with the quintessential Stokey.
Yep.
Scott Schuyler. I think you're doing that one, aren't you?
That's going to be interesting.
So Matt's going to be doing that one. I'm hopefully going to be interviewing David Kelsey soon.
David Kelsey? Don't you mean Charles Kelsey?
Charles David, whatever his fucking
Charles
name is.
Kelsey. And why would you want to interview him?
Why not? He's entertaining and he kicks you around the ring. What else could I ask for an interview?
Funny.
So
I take it you're referencing Fight Night 3 then?
Yes, which was, for those that missed it, who didn't join us down at our bar in Stoke, you missed cheap beer, you missed me being pissed interviewing AJ Hughes, you missed Matt getting bounced ring.
No, I think it was more than what. If I recall, did I not end up with bruised and back bruises and everything?
Yeah, but it was a good one though.
Yeah, it was, but bear this in mind, folks. I may have been battered, bruised, and whatnot, and yeah, I was the winner.
Yeah. However, you didn't look like much of a winner when you actually left the venue.
I thought when I hit him with the last move, the fact that I didn't actually pin him, I more or less just
foul on him,
crumbled onto him.
So you missed for those of you that weren't there, get my words out. You actually missed a good night. Next week we're both going to EDW, I believe.
Yes, that's going to be a very entertaining show.
So if you're lucky, we might actually record something on the road there. We're travelling up, so we might do like a little bit of a travelling documentary of the Funk Soul Brother with a co-host.
You'll be referencing a road diary, would you?
Yeah, so we might do a road diary. If any of you are actually up for listening to us to do a road diary, we will do one next week.
I think that'd be entertaining.
It will be entertaining.
That would be entertaining.
An hour and a half to the Hive, which so you've got that next week. You're also going to see.
It is going to be a hectic night as well, because bear this in mind, I've been officially announced as in the Brass Ring tournament.
Have you found out you're facing the first round yet?
Not got a clue yet.
Ah, right. So it should
Not
be an interesting. Which is at the Hive. Is that a nightclub? Is it or?
It's more like a bit of a get together. It's like
Is it like an old working man style club?
No. It's more like a bit of a studio place.
Right. Okay. Is there a bar?
They don't actually have an actual bar, but they do sell alcohol.
Sold to the man sitting next to the Funk Soul Brother.
Yes, they do sell alcohol, so you're safe.
I'm safe.
You're safe, but my colleague has been introduced to the United fans, right? And you at times in the past have had certain chants going, but at EDW I have a feeling you may not even get a chance to even shout them certain chants that you love so much, because you might get beaten to it.
I've always got a couple I save for the hardcore crowds.
Trust me, this crowd's insane.
So hopefully, yeah, like it's. I've been told it's a bit of a different animal. So
Very.
hopefully, you know, I was very privileged to actually spend Fight Night 3 backstage.
Oh yeah.
I actually did spend
Different atmosphere.
Yeah, I actually spent Fight Night 3 backstage. I actually got more compliments than my colleague.
Oh, bear this in mind. You did sneak off into the dastardly side.
I didn't sneak off. I just set my crap up over that side of the room.
Yeah, what to avoid the heroes, the winners, the good guys.
I was sitting next to the United Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
Good point.
Who quite frankly looks like he could destroy half the locker room by just staring at them.
How do I say this? You're on about Barricade.
Yeah.
Mr. Big guy who's almost put me through the ring before.
Yeah. So I was in a pretty safe place.
Yeah, you can say that.
So that was that. What else have you got coming up?
Well, we've got the EDW tournament, which is going to be, which potentially, if I do win it, I've got to go through possibly 3 to 4 matches.
Yeah.
In the same night.
Nice. So it's a little bit like a King of the Ring.
It is. It essentially is the King of the Ring, but it's not easy because bear this in mind.
You've also got the youngest person to ever challenge for the Ring of Honor TV title there.
Yeah, and I've seen his work. And he's a master craftsman in the ring.
So that should be a good show. You've actually joined me on the road for once tonight.
Yep.
I've been out travelling around the Staffordshire and Cheshire area playing pool every night this week, and I've had about 3 phone calls going, when are we getting together? And he was like, well, instead of you coming to me, I'll come to you for once. So
well, it needed to be that.
Yeah, so I felt blessed. This is Matt's quiet time of the year, as I like to put it, because he relaxes down for Christmas. He goes from bumping around the ring like Ric Flair to drinking like Ric Flair.
I wouldn't say, but then again, bear this in mind. With the drink, depending on certain locations, it could still end up bumping like Ric Flair.
Yeah. If I'm there, there's RKOs and everything. So he's decided to join me on the road. You've just watched me have a quick knock on the pool table.
Yeah.
And then so it's a hectic time for me. I'm playing 6 nights a week at the moment. So I am in silly season.
No kidding. The fact that I've actually had to kidnap you to get this recording.
Yeah, it's. I literally got thrown in the car like Irish whipped. I almost went up over the car and came out the other end.
Yeah, you look like you've actually got a bit of whiplash.
So what's happened in the world of WWE? Daniel Bryan's been general manager of Raw.
Yeah, for a week.
Followed by Finlay and Vince McMahon's illegitimate bastard son. Oh, sorry. None of us can remember that. So, Hornswoggle's been general manager.
All I'll say is, hashtag WWE logic.
Yeah. No, hashtag lack of WWE logic.
Oh, no. If you've actually been looking it up, whenever people put on, people haven't forgotten this, WWE, hashtag WWE logic. It's brilliant.
Yeah, so we've had Daniel Bryan that bought him ratings, and then
a
computer followed by Michael Cole. Now, if anyone remembers WWE from about 4 or 5 years ago, when we had this clusterfuck of an angle, Michael Cole was the most hated person on the roster. He made Vicky Guerrero face, practically. Vicky Guerrero's heat was more like a face reaction compared to Michael Cole's. Got what? China heat, and the other one got X-Pac heat. So I don't know what to think about the random GMs appearing again each week. Where's this leading to? You bring Sting out at Survivor Series, he comes out and he looks in pretty good shape. In TNA he looked in shape, but not like he could go for like 15-20 minutes.
And yeah,
Whereas now he looks like he could go for 15-20 minutes.
and that'll be against the game.
Well, is it going to be against Triple H or is it going to be against Cena, Rollins?
I'm predicting this now. Triple H. It's got to be Triple H.
Is he going to have one match and done with? Like, there's a whole lot of things like... But you can't go from having Sting and Triple H on your television at Survivor Series to not seeing them at all.
Yeah.
It's a bit backwards, you know.
It's hard to explain, but I think Paul Heyman with this week's promo was sort of... He was sort of bang on a little bit with what he said, but I don't quite agree with how much the heavyweight champion's been away. You have special wrestlers, main attractions. Now, if you've got them there now and again, it keeps that magical aura around. If you did it every day, people become
complacent
with it. They've seen it before. And the funny thing about it is, some people might say, well, hang on, didn't Austin severely beat up McMahon every Monday, every Friday, almost every day of the week?
Yeah, but people wanted to watch
that. But if you notice, look at it, did Austin do it the exact same way every time?
No.
Exactly.
But it's interesting, but, you know, like, there's a lot of things that should be being built on now, like... This is practically your road to WrestleMania now. This is the time you should be wanting to get your ratings in, because I'm not saying the storyline should start, but the seeds should start being planted.
Seeds should be getting planted because you've got TLC.
You got TLC and you got the Rumble. You know, Rumble's where you start seeing the big, massive build-up, who screws who over in the Rumble.
And who's going to win the Rumble.
Yeah, you know, like, they're doing a good job of a slow-burning WrestleMania moment for Damien Sandow.
Yep. Potentially, yep.
But
that man's golden.
Yeah, so
that man's golden. Huh?
So that's interesting, you know. But I just want to see Sting on Raw. You know, the ratings would go up if he was on Raw.
Oh, definitely.
Sour, because I haven't seen him try to do anything apart from not Ambrose, Rollins trying to very politely say to John Cena, "Please, will you give him the job back?" You know, why not rough him up and then ask him? You know,
I don't think so. I think with this whole thingy, guest announcers, it brings back the anonymous GM, doesn't it?
Mm.
Why do I get the feeling that
the Authority will be the anonymous GM revealed?
Either that,
yeah,
or whoever it is that GM is going to be worse than the Authority.
It depends, but you know, like, really, you should have the Authority, like, from Stamford, Connecticut, trying to make their people, Big Show, Kane, Rollins, J&J Security, you know.
J&J Security!
Yeah.
I love it!
You know, make them go after Cena, you know. So like, they put the pressure on to...
Well, if I recall, didn't Cena get put to a table?
Yes, but that was
at the start, but didn't look as strong as at the finish.
Yeah, because he put Thingy through the table at the end of the night.
Yep. And if I recall, did Cena do a big massive dive off the top onto multiple superstars?
Again?
Yes. Not out to the outside, to the inside this time.
Oh, right. I'm going to say, because he's done it from... He did it when he tagged with the Usos.
Yeah. But the one match I'll never forget Cena doing a dive was when he did a ring dive at CM Punk.
People say what they want about Cena, but the man is a workhorse.
The man can work.
The man is a workhorse. He wrestles 300 times a year, and he's there for the company.
He's always on the clock.
Yeah.
He's always on the clock. Now, in the past, I've not always been the biggest John Cena fan. I'm not when he's on television.
No.
Outside, when he's outside of wrestling, yeah, I am a big fan of his because he does
so much.
He works so hard and he pushes, and people can say blah blah blah. Cena this, Cena that. I hate Cena. Cena could do, you know, he's lost people this, blah blah blah. But Cena's in that power because he's had to work hard.
Yeah, he's the first one there and he's the last one to go.
Exactly. It's sort of, yeah.
It's a mentality. That is a mentality to be at the top.
And bear this in mind, in this WWE era, who would you say was the last person who literally forced himself up that, the ladder
Punk and Bryan.
and literally grabbed that brass ring?
Punk and Bryan, because they had the same mentality as your mid-carders are just happy picking up the paycheck.
Yeah.
Which was something that was addressed on the podcast. McMahon doesn't feel enough people are trying to grab the brass ring. The podcast, ladies and gentlemen, the Steve Austin and Colt Cabana, we are going to do next week. So if you listen to our drive-through story, you'll actually hear that next week.
Luckily enough, I could cover it, but it'd be unfair because it'd just be a one-sided conversation.
Yeah, I haven't had chance. I've been playing till 2-3 o'clock in the morning.
And just in case, if you haven't heard it yourself, why haven't you? It's a great listen.
Both of them. CM Punk's done the second part to the Colt Cabana.
It's amazing.
Interview.
It's gold.
So if you want to listen to us to talk about that, that'll be next week in the driving commentary. Have we got anyone joining us for that ride up to EDW?
But on the way up, I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head. There's a possibility. So we could have some guests.
Yeah, like just some random guests.
or if not, we could always record it on the way back. Then we're going to guarantee guests, but you're not the biggest fan of that one.
Well, I am, just when it's not marking. so that's fine, you could hear a very heated debate there, but never mind. So what else has happened recently in WWE? Paige has gone off the roster for some reason.
Oh, no, she's just gone off the sort of having to come down a bit.
Yeah, which, I want my Paige.
Yeah.
Who's being pushed?
Wait. Here's one for you.
We've had the first intergender animal tag team match.
Yeah.
Last week.
Yeah.
Which was two men, a man in a bunny suit, and Natalia, which I actually thought domestic violence wasn't pushed on WWE anymore.
You don't classify the bunny as a man.
Pardon?
It's an it.
Yeah, but I'm talking about animal abuse. The poor bunny got twatted. That's animal cruelty. Why would you make a bunny fight?
I wonder if Peter were involved. Is it Peter?
No, it's the RSPCA.
RSPCA, Peter, whatever.
Yeah, they're already going over there. Save the rabbit. Save the bunny.
Oh, good lord.
Fucking what's next, WWE? We're going to have Daffy Duck fighting with him.
Oh, that's just despicable. That's just despicable.
And that is the worst pun ever.
Oh my god, I didn't realise he was even named before it.
Come on, Daffy. Animal cruelty. We've had hot lesbian action.
Yes, and we've also had the New Day debut.
The New Day, which...
Ooh. You want to point this out or not me?
I'll let you cover this out because you actually rang me with this. He was that excited about this, folks, that he actually rang me and he was like, have you realised what they've done?
Yeah.
So here you go, folks. Listen to this because this will make you laugh.
This will make you laugh, but in no way do I agree with this mentality, but it's sort of just a bit suspicious. Don't know if you'll agree with me or disagree with me. The fact that they got the New Day, which is what would you say it is?
African Americans.
Yep. Group.
Yeah.
Team group. Debut on a certain day. What day
it was
was
a
that?
Friday.
Yeah.
It was the last Friday where everyone gets paid. I think it was called.
What was it?
It wasn't White Friday.
No.
It was called Black Friday.
Yeah.
So you have the New Day debut on Black Friday.
What were they thinking?
Vince McMahon was probably in the background going, I've got this group, I'm gonna call them the New Day and they're gonna debut on Black Friday. They can have their own fucking day.
Oh, what makes it worse is I didn't realise it myself until I saw a main picture of the New Day debuting on Black Friday. And a picture of Vince McMahon looking intrigued as though, see what I did there?
Yeah, like surely someone must have said to Vince, you do realise that's Black Friday and they are 3 African Americans.
This could either work for them or could be considered otherwise.
But what
I'm not looking at it in a bad way. I'm looking at it as they've now got the debut.
Yeah, which is over and out. But what I want to know is, what made them change from a heel group to a face group? Why debut them as a face group when you've been doing the house shows as heels?
Yeah. Possibly, that could be possibly that. They're probably going to lure us into it.
Yeah, but I aren't fixed on the tag team finisher either.
Well,
because it's practically just a big ending with extra force.
Where somebody else jumping off the top rope.
Yeah.
And Kofi and
Xavier can do it. You know, it's I aren't fond of the finisher.
No, the only question I've got is, what's Xavier's and Kofi's double team finisher?
Well,
there you go.
What's
That's
Xavier Walking finisher?
Yeah.
Could you do that with the Trouble in Paradise?
Ooh. Eat defeat into Trouble in Paradise.
Or Trouble in Paradise into Eat Defeat.
No, it has to be the other way because they have to grab the arm.
Yeah, but if Trouble in Paradise knocks him that way, and then he grabs the arm and...
True.
So that could be an interesting one. Or, I wouldn't mind
either way,
do like a double super kick or something like that.
Either way, people will be counting their teeth.
Yeah. Or just like double super kick. But they need to have a couple of finishers that all of them can hit, like, you know, because if Big E, like, is the first person that they pick for the tag team matches, then it's looked backwards because they're supposed to be billed as equals, but they're obviously not all equals if Kofi and Xavier can't tag on their own.
Yeah, and keep switching.
Yeah. So there's just something that people need to be careful of.
And have you heard? And did you hear the commentary of what they said, what was said about them?
No, I try not to listen to the commentary that much.
Good lord! I'm listening to it, and they decided to try and break down. Big E is the power. Kofi's the speed, and then someone just blurts out, "Well, what's Xavier?"
He's a small one.
And they might be all equals.
But yeah, it's just some things that don't make sense, you know. Like, for as much use as I think this fraction's going to be, you might as well just put them in, like, the Nation of Domination 2.0. You know,
that's what you're thinking it's going to turn into.
Yeah, you know, all we need now is a Godfather, so...
I think they've already got that, but that's in the UK, but I'm not going to say who.
So as soon as that finishes, then, you know, the Godfather can start pimping out. But yeah, so Nikki and Brie and AJ, the triangle, you know. Daniel Bryan finally got some closure.
Yep.
AJ lost a match in the same amount of time that Daniel Bryan lost one, and now Brie Bella has had the worst on-screen lesbian kiss in television history.
Yeah, but it's still got people looking.
Yeah, because it, like, there's forced, and then, you know, it's yeah.
Just take it.
Yeah, you know.
I'll just take it.
Like, it was a weak win, you know, it's sort of, yeah.
It didn't do anything for either side.
No, and the promos since have been brilliant. Bitter, but brilliant.
Very bitter.
But very good.
But, match-wise, no.
So, it's now, Brie Bella, if I'm not mistaken, out of her 30-day servant clause.
Yes.
Why is she still with Nikki? Nikki, heel.
Put her
Brie,
through
face.
Well, was face.
You know, well, all she did was snog her. You know, she could have been told to snog her. And you know, like...
Some people are going to say, they're twins, they're sisters, they're alike. Really?
You know, you got one of them whose man gets half cheered, half booed, and the other one who gets absolutely
Adored.
and
he doesn't even have to wrestle.
no, he just has to come out and point his fingers up in the air, and
He gets a reaction.
the place goes mental, you know. So that's interesting, you know. I don't understand why they've split them up only to put them back together that quickly, you know. So it's a little bit backwards. However, someone from Total Divas has the title.
Which it was,
I might know why Paige is missing.
Why?
Because she's going to be on the new season of Total Divas.
Yeah.
And they wanted to record some stuff of her back in here in England.
Ah.
So that could be why she's missing. And
Potentially.
also, Alicia Fox is coming on. I'm just looking forward to watching more Rosa Mendes. Rosa Mendes is the most comfortable diva in Total Divas because she doesn't wear clothes on the camera for the camera. Jace.
Have you seen what she's doing now?
Yeah, she's with the new and improved Fandango.
New and improved.
He looks a little bit bigger actually. He does look a little bit more muscly.
And that entrance?
The entrance is really boring, you know. The song was over.
The original song, yeah.
Yeah, you know, so I understand, you know, trying to repackage him a little bit, make him a little bit bigger, but why take the thing that was recognised about him and, you know, just go,
See you later.
yeah, I'm enjoying it.
No, I think they probably did that just to make him more hated, more heel.
Yeah, you know,
To get him across as more heel.
I'm enjoying the partnership. Someone made a very valid point. You've got Rosa Mendes,
Yep.
teaming with Fandango.
Yep.
Rosa wears more clothes than Summer Rae, Layla, and whoever else has been Fandango's partner. Why? You know, I don't understand this. You know,
You hate it, aren't you?
No, if someone,
wait.
if someone could give me a valid reason why, for some reason now, they've decided to cover the valet up, then I'll listen to it. Until then,
It's for reactions like this.
No, because this is just making me fast forward his segments. You know, I aren't really asked about watching his segments. You know, I've been more asked if there's something interesting to watch about him.
Yep.
So, so that's just a question. If anyone can answer me that, you know, answers on a postcard.
Yeah. Or send it in to our email account, which we'll mention later.
Yeah. So, so that's been an interesting one. What else have we had on Raw in the last couple of weeks?
Big Red.
Yeah, Big Red, chewing gum.
No, Big Red.
Yeah, and he's been chewing gum.
Yeah.
Big Red is referring to Eric Rowan. This is actually a good point, because I didn't see coming.
Oh, no kidding.
You know,
You know, if people were eating food at the time when he popped out, it would have been literally everywhere.
you know, like, because there was no explanation on why they split.
It was literally sort of, you know, Dolph, knew it. Big Show, knew it.
Cena,
Knew it.
you had to be there.
Yeah, because you're the captain. And then Eric Rowan. What?
Who?
What?
Yeah, but there was no backstory to why he was there, why he's turned away from Luke Harper. Like,
Well,
give us a bit of reason to believe why he's gone from being this puppet to a face. And that.
oh, you mean like a instant?
Yeah. Like,
Yeah. It's very odd, very odd.
yeah, the big guy was also on the tag team, the face tag team.
The big guy. I don't know what to say with him. He works, but I think there's something missing.
He needs to have, and people said no he doesn't, but he needs to have the Goldberg treatment.
Kill.
Just kill him. He doesn't need to be out there for a 15-20 minute wrestling clinic. He needs to be there for 4 or 5 minutes and seek and destroy.
Pretty much.
He's there so people can watch people get double shell shocked, spine busted and killed.
Problem is, damage already been done. They now know he's human.
Yeah.
Too late.
But he just needs to be made like a machine. Like, he goes
Super
out, he kicks, and it destroys. That's what people want from Ryback.
Basically, an Ivan Drago.
Yeah, Ivan Drago.
Or basically another Goldberg or Rusev.
Yeah, or a new Morgan.
Ooh, that'd be a good call. That's a very good call. I've got a bit of interesting news. Can you tell me one fact that the Miz has learnt lately, from his entire WWE career? One important fact. I'm pretty sure if he doesn't get it, it's going to keep happening to him.
He needs to learn how to take a bump.
Nope.
He's a jackass.
He needs to stop upsetting Samoans. You just got that now, haven't you?
It's
Bastard. You then upset Roman. What did he get?
a spear.
A punch to the face. And now...
He's upset Jimmy and Jay.
Ooh. Well, one of them.
Jimmy.
Did you see that? I will say, the second camera did not help. They should have kept it on the first camera that recorded it.
Yeah.
Because I thought that brought a bit of realism. That did.
Yeah, it's nice. I don't know what to think of them using more Total Divas stuff to bring into real life. You know, it's a little bit here and there. You know, like there's supposed to be this like wall between the world and wrestling.
Yeah.
And at the moment, there's only 3 walls left standing because the 4th isn't there.
Why is it? Is it because it's broken?
Well, it's fucking non-existent. You know, like, people... How are people supposed to believe that, you know, that something can happen between Naomi and The Miz when...
Yeah.
Fucking on Sundays, you see Jimmy and Naomi having a bum chicky wow wow. You know, so it's... If you're going to try something, like, the reason why Tyson Kidd and Natalia's works is because they had real life marriage problems that you saw on Total Divas that haven't been solved yet. So that's why that works.
Yeah.
You know, that's when reality to wrestling works. But when you know that someone's faithful, it doesn't quite work.
Yeah, it sort of backfires. It really does backfire. But that did sort of shock me. Tyson Kidd lately.
He's on a roll.
Yeah.
He's good. And in a kind of different way, I'm glad he's teaming with Cesaro.
Yeah.
How good of a tag team could that be?
It really can.
That is like a technical masterclass.
Better to mine. They beat the New Day.
Yeah. Like, that is like a technical masterclass tag team.
Oh, it is. The only difference is they ended up losing to the Usos, which the Usos have got another tag team title match.
Yeah.
They're sort of like the seniors of the tag division.
Yeah, because there's no other proper tag teams. Well, there's them and the Dust Brothers.
Yep.
Anyone else? Nope.
Look at NXT.
Yeah, the Ascension.
Finn Balor with Heo Itami, aka Kanta.
And then you've got the...
Whoa, let me finish. Kenta
Lucha
and
Dragons.
Debbie. Oh, yes. Lucha Dragons. That's a good call.
See, actually, just give the tag team an extra boost. You know, like TLC, they could put on a decent 4-way TLC tag team match, like something that we've been missing from SummerSlams in past, like in past memories. So there's a lot to be done there. I'm trying to have a good recap of what we've missed in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. We've had a lot.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I'm actually, while we're on the subject of the Divas, I'm actually glad now that like they're learning the places for each of the Divas. The Divas that can wrestle but are on Total Divas are actually getting their time there, and the ones that are just eye candy and are there for modelling get the time on the television but are also there for the modelling. Like Eva Marie is probably going to be one of their greatest assets because blokes would chop their left nut off to have 10 minutes with her. But to wrestling fans, as soon as she puts a leg through that rope, she's useless.
It's like her kryptonite.
Yeah. So, you want to talk about Ambrose and Wyatt now?
Yeah. It's getting good.
If anyone needs a reason to turn into Raw each week,
it's them pair.
It is Ambrose and Wyatt. The promos are gold, the matches are brilliant, and the psychology is second
Genius.
to none.
Genius. They're literally doing a clinic on the crowd.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see it.
Bray Wyatt is now a full-out heel.
Oh, well, give that away?
And it's brilliant. I actually think the Ascension will come up at TLC.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
And cost Ambrose the match.
Yep.
What it is, it's a full-out TLC match, isn't it?
Yeah, it's full-on TLC.
Is that closing the show?
Doubt it.
Why not?
They'll probably have the table match close at the show.
Why? The pay-per-view is TLC.
It is, but...
So why not have your last match on air be the TLC match?
True. But there is a repercussion in that table match, if you remember.
Yeah, if Cena loses, which he won't, because the posters for the Royal Rumble are already out.
Yep.
So everyone knows what's going to happen there. Randy Orton will cost Seth Rollins the title, and Cena moves on to the Royal Rumble to face Brock Lesnar, to then lose to Brock Lesnar, to then face whoever at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns comes back at TLC
Royal
Rumble, goes on to face the Beast, and
before you've got
gets his moments.
WrestleMania, you've got the Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, but Brock Lesnar.
Oh, no. Well, no. It's got to be something special.
Yeah, but the promos are brilliant.
Yeah.
Between Wyatt and Ambrose, they're brilliant. The matches are on point. It's like watching Jake the Snake versus The Undertaker's build-up with The Ultimate Warrior. It's like watching the build for that. Like, the mind games are brilliant. The matches are spot on. And they're enjoying it.
Yeah. It needs to be that way. That's the way it should be. It should be that way.
Yeah. So everyone's enjoying that. So that is good. You know, everyone is enjoying it.
It is good. It is good. Shall we move on to the SmackDown? Oh, we've already covered SmackDown as well, haven't
yeah,
we?
well, basically, what we've done there is just done like a big, massive, good recap of everything.
Now, there's two things I want to mention now. And this is to do with NXT.
Go on. Now, I'll let you run with NXT because you have access to watch NXT. I don't, because the network still isn't out over here.
Some of it I haven't actually watched this from the network.
What?
Some of it I've actually caught on YouTube.
Yeah, but we haven't got full access to the network yet because Vince can't sort his shit out with Sky Sports.
He's aiming for to have it, I think, as soon as possible, but we don't know.
Yeah, as soon as possible. I could be dead by the time we get the network in this country. His second biggest market, and he can't give us the network. India will have it before us.
I think they have.
Uzbekistan will have it before us.
I think they have.
And Kazakhstan. You know, Borat will be walking around his village going, "My name is Borat, and I have the WWE network, and I like it. It's $9.99. Well, it's fucking $9.99 over here because I ain't got the bastard thing.
Brilliant. Brilliant. But anyway, it's... The big news I'm on about is next week.
Kill, Sting, kill.
Kevin Owens, as he's being dubbed.
Yeah, just give in to him, Vince. Just give him the surname that we all want. There's a famous quote from Batman. You know.
Oh. Which one are we going with?
Yeah.
Which quote?
Well, I'll let you carry on, and then I will quote it word for word, because I don't want to mess this up.
I'll tell you this now. They are hyping him up brilliantly. He's literally saying, I'm coming in to fight. Anybody gets in my way. He literally says, I'm happy for these people who got before me. I've wrestled Seth Rollins. Called up before me. I've teamed with Daniel Bryan. Called up before me. I've met Pac. when he was less experienced and wrestled him, but he was called up before me. Literally, I was best friends. I'm best friends with Sami Zayn. You know, travelled the world with him, but yet called up before me. Now, I'm not saying I'm jealous of them. I'm really happy for them, but I wouldn't be the man today I am today if they weren't, all of them weren't called up before me, because I probably wouldn't be as hungry to be in the ring for WWE. I wouldn't be as hungry to fight. And it's coming next week. Next week is basically going to be fight, Owen, fight.
You know, and I think it goes, Kevin Steen is the equivalent of Batman. You know, he's the hero WWE deserves, but not the one that it needed at the time when they got called up.
Oh.
But now he is the one that WWE needs.
It's going to be brilliant, but they've got to do it right. They've got to do it right. The question is, how are they going to debut? Is he going to turn up and cause some damage? Is he going to cause havoc and whatnot? However, that aside, that is very big news. It is. But have you seen the main event for NXT next week?
Adrian Neville versus Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Should be an interesting match. I'm looking forward to watching that.
Bar's been raised.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn has gone on the record of stating if he can't win it this time, he will quit.
Well, we know what's happening there then. Sami Zayn is your new NXT champion.
Not necessarily. That's the thing with WWE. They can actually have Zayn leave NXT
and go to the main roster.
Correct. Which is, I think, an interesting way of doing it.
I know, but I want to see Adrian Neville. You know, I want to see the man that Gravity forgot.
Oh, but he's been sort of heelish lately.
I know, but
it's interesting though. I never thought he could play heel.
It's still the man that Gravity forgot, though, isn't he?
Oh no kidding, without a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, interesting news that you might not know about. Who's now got a arrest warrant out for them in the United States of America?
Go on.
He used to be into the Slater Gator tag team.
No.
Yeah, he's.
Has he actually become the chick from Wendy's?
Yeah, so he's. There's an arrest warrant out for him.
Really?
Yeah, and it's,
I thought you said restaurants. My mistake.
No, an arrest warrant.
Why?
Don't know. They haven't put it on there, but
shocking.
There is.
Oh.
So that's interesting.
The question is if it is something serious, how is WWE going to react?
He's already got 2 strikes.
Yeah, I can see that being an instant dismissal.
Yeah, you know,
no more.
You know, thank you, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavours.
And it's supposed to be 3rd strike, you're out.
So that could be interesting. What else? I'm just having a look. For those of you that know me, you know I'm very well to critique things, but if something's done right, I will also give it a shout back out.
Go on.
Vince Russo, I have the last couple of weeks actually put over. You know, even though he's made some stupid decisions, now that he isn't booking a wrestling company, he's now being completely honest with everyone, and he's done another good article on about the CM Punk issues, along with how the Undertaker hated him.
Oof.
And it's a very, very good read.
One to highly recommend.
Yeah, so I'd recommend that, you know, and then if you get a chance to read the infamous Dog Kennel from Hell match.
What match?
That he writes up.
That doesn't happen. That never happened.
It does, you know.
It never happened.
It's listed as a Hell in a Cell match, believe
it never happened.
A cage inside of a Hell in a Cell.
It never happened.
It did.
No.
You know, there was.
No, it didn't happen.
It
didn't happen.
Matt has nightmares about this match at night.
It didn't happen.
You know, this in match words, when the radio isn't here, these were his words. That match is a pimple on the arse of wrestling.
Oh,
it's there, but no one wants to acknowledge
God.
it.
It never happened. It never happened. I have no recollection.
So that's an interesting read. What else have we got on the US scene? TNA's gone to Discovery.
Oh, and if I recall,
it is Discovery, isn't it?
American. I think it's American Discovery.
American Discovery. You know, it happens to be in about the same number as homes as Freeview.
Oh.
No, actually, Freeview's in every household now, so
Yeah.
that's an overstatement. It happens to be in the same amount of households as Virgin.
In the US.
What? Over here,
Yeah.
isn't it? So.
But Virgin's still got a good number.
Yeah, but compared to Sky, it isn't.
Potentially, yeah. It's just not good.
So that's happened, you know.
But
Dixie's promised that things are going to change. Now, normally when Dixie promises things are going to change,
wait.
shit gets bad.
Oh wait. Just remember that what you just said. Dixie's hit back.
Are we talking about this now, or because
Well.
I've read about this and I find this brilliant.
Oh, we've got to talk about it now. As soon as you brought it up, TNA, I've got to. Basically, I'll make a quick reference to a podcast because I've actually watched it. Basically, during a certain podcast, TNA got labelled not even second rate, and Dixie's lashed out back, basically claiming that TNA isn't just a second rate company. They have some of the best talent in the world. Ooh.
Okay, now they have some of the best talent in the world. It's just a shame that it's usually 5 years after they pass the prime.
Yeah, potentially.
Like the exceptions being AJ Styles.
Oh, you had to bring him up, but we'll get onto that one later.
AJ Styles is a good talent.
He is a good talent, but there's a reason why I'm saving that one for later.
But if TNA have got some of the best talent in the world, why are they struggling to pull in over 1 million viewers?
Exactly. And why is it that whenever that said new talent is becoming big enough, it suddenly disappears?
Yeah, so that's an interesting
factor.
Yeah.
Well,
my 2 cents on this. Vince is right.
Yeah.
TNA is not competition. A competition, okay, Dixie wants to compare this to war. Now, a war implicates that each side has a fair chance of winning.
It's a massacre.
TNA does not have a fair chance of winning this war. You know,
it's a bloodbath.
TNA couldn't win a war in a
lemmings.
paper box.
It's lemmings.
Yeah, you know, TNA would struggle to beat our Ring of Honor in a war. In all fairness, if I had a choice of what wrestling program was on Challenge at the moment, you know, between ICW, Ring of Honor, and TNA, I would have ICW on there.
And what happened to be due to Guerrero with it?
No, in ICW, catered to just to kids. It's actually catered towards a more hardcore market.
Yep.
There's still a niche for that, believe it or not.
Yep.
And it doesn't take itself too seriously. It isn't trying to be something that it's not.
Yeah.
It's trying to be them.
Yeah, it's trying to be themselves, their own brand.
Yeah, you know.
Which is clever.
Like, people compare it to, like, ECW, but ECW, every match was hardcore.
Yeah.
Like, this is not.
No,
you know,
it's not.
Like, this has got its own personality, its own direction. Yes, its main champion may now be an ex-WWE star, but
he actually started ICW.
Yeah. And he said that he would help them to get a TV deal.
Which
he will.
He will.
And also, you got Jack Jester down there. You know,
hard worker.
Nom Dar.
Oh, talent.
You know, Colt Cabana is an alumni. Rhino is an alumni.
Do we need to say any more?
You know, it brings in a nice blend of experience, but it pushes its own talent as well.
Exactly. It does what is necessary. It does everything that's necessary to do what's best for business.
Yeah.
But anyway, back onto TNA. As you rightfully said, that we're not second rate. We're not we're not garbage.
No, it isn't garbage.
No,
it's trying to be something that's not.
True, But she says that during the week, well, weeks, shall I point out? Because let me just say this, folks. I'm not going to mention this week. I'm going to mention the week before. They had a highlight show of the Turkey Bowl for the show.
Like a turkey running around the bowl.
No. They had turkey. They have like a turkey series. Basically, loser wears a turkey costume outfit, and they do it, for every Thanksgiving.
See, now
Technically, usually, but this one they haven't done it. They've had the rehash of it, but they've played that. That's what they played for that week. This week, do you know what they've done? This week, best of TNA of this year. Another highlight reel show.
Like, TNA needs to sit down. The management needs to sit down and go, right, which way are we going to take this? Because it either goes one or two ways now. It either sorts itself out and gets in a better position than it was, or it dies and something else takes its place.
And we move on to another project, or we move. Yeah. They need to think.
Kevin Calley, for those of you that don't know, used to be a ex-WWE employee. Yeah. And he now works for Ring of Honor as a commentator. And he actually put out an interesting article saying what TNA would need to do to sort itself out. And one of the ideas on there was brilliant.
Yep.
Fire Bruce Pritchard.
Oh.
And Matt Lagana.
Yep.
And put Matt Hardy and Tommy Dreamer in charge of the booking. 6 months each. Yeah. But both of them are available for consultations. Because both of them have wrestling experience, have new ideas.
And have knowledge of running a wrestling company.
Yes. But also, they won't be afraid to tell Dixie that something's shit.
Oh.
And also, Dixie needs to go, this is your budget for wages, production. Do not overstep this, otherwise we will not be able to function. Not, it's only an extra $5,000. Daddy!
Wing it!
So, they need to put the foot down. Dixie Carter needs to stay off the television and in the office.
Yep. It's now become beyond a joke, because right now...
It's basically the Dixie Carter show accompanied by a bit of wrestling.
Yeah, and the problem is, at this moment in time, we're just getting rehashes of TNA.
So...
Why are we getting rehashes now? There's still a few good weeks before Christmas. What, okay, did we have a tribute to the Troop show?
Which we don't see over here.
We do. It's just set on a different day.
Yeah, but there's always an episode of Raw out.
Yeah. Or do you have like
SmackDown.
Yeah. But do you have like one trailer, series like highlight reel?
Not 4 weeks of the fucker.
That's what I'm expecting from TNA.
It is.
4 weeks.
It will be, because they're not starting recording again until January.
You've got to be kidding me. That's just poor. That is just going to send TNA. Are they sure that they're second anymore?
Well, GFW might be second after JR's done broadcasting their event in Japan.
Oh yeah, but then again, you got ROH
and PWG,
which has been excellent.
Which also has some good talent in it.
Oh, of course it
Bonesaw and everyone like that.
Of course.
So TNA needs to be careful that it doesn't slip into obscurity.
It's basically saying, we can rest. It's
no, you
Christmas.
Can't.
No, you cannot.
You are not the juggernaut that's pushing this industry forward.
You're not. You're not WWE. And what makes it worse is because you think you're in second place. No one can catch us up. We can do what we want and stay where we are and keep trying to fight WWE. Not gonna work.
So it's an interesting one to talk about. It's been different. It's been very, very different when we look at stuff like this. we actually got some updates for you. Dad, for how we're going to work the website.
Yes.
Which I'll let you explain because you're more technically gifted than I am.
I'm not technically gifted than you. You can still explain it.
Well, I can't because it went over my head when you were explaining it to me earlier. So, so you knock your son out.
Right. Basically, the idea is we were gonna have a full WWE.com and whatnot.
Well, no, we weren't going to take over WWE.com, folks.
No. And no references to MattBurnsShop.com. Which is non-existent.
It will be once I'm done.
I can't even sell merch on it yet.
Go on.
Right. Basically, the idea is I've already got my own website, as some people may or may not know, which is www.matt-burns.co.uk. It can be accessed from PCs, tablets, mobile phones, whenever you're connected to the World Wide Web. And the idea is to potentially hook up the Burning Truth to that website. Sort of have the content on there. But I will say this, there will be disclaimers on there.
We've got content to upload. It'll be uploaded maybe in the next 72 to 96 hours. The next 3 or 4 days, content will be uploaded that I've written. I've got quite a bit of content that's been written by me that we were ready to launch on the website, but there's a few complications with the website. We weren't able to actually get what we wanted out of the website. The deal wasn't being pushed the right way for us at this moment in time.
It was sort of we were getting offered this and then pulled the other way.
So it didn't work out. So Matt came up with the idea of putting us on his website for the time being while we grow, and then a bit more negotiation power. Maybe this time next year we could be our own thing.
But the difference is let me just point this out. Just because it's on my website doesn't mean I'm the main host of this podcast. This is literally, I'd say, more Nathan's. It's your baby.
Yeah, I was one that came up with the idea of the podcast. I have actually negated that fact a couple of times. You know, I've pushed it more towards Matt because Matt is the content that goes into the podcast and everything like that.
This man lives, breathes, sleeps, eats, dreams the Burning Truth.
It's like the content has been mostly devised by me. I don't like taking credit for it.
You should.
Most of the episodes from the old podcast were actually planned by me, and I sent him over an itinerary list to research, and if we had time we'd cover everything on it. If not, we'd just shoot from the hip. But I roughly had a rough idea of what we were going to cover each week, and I carried it, and I told him what we were going to cover.
But then I sort of decided to mention shoot off the hip.
Yeah, and now I just have a couple of points, and I'm like, and
it's more fun.
Yeah, but the Burning Truth, and people don't realise the wrestling mind that I have.
I'll go on record to say I've been in the wrestling business, and I've actually found this out recently. I've been in it for about literally over 12 years. Over 12 years. Right? And this man, I can also say, I've got a lot of wrestling knowledge. I've got a bit of history and whatnot. He's getting peaks at the window right now, potentially through me. But, you know, who knows, he could end up being, coming involved in the wrestling, the wrestling business and wrestling world and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But I've got to say, as a mind as a fan, he knows the business more than the usual, than the average fan.
Well, like, you'll hopefully get an insight into this in one of the articles. I don't see the business the way other people see the business. and one of the articles is actually called "The Start of a Revolution."
Yeah.
And it actually looks at the financial side in ways that people wouldn't actually realise it. And like WWE collapsed on the stock market because Vince McMahon supposedly lied, and he
Ouch.
didn't.
Which stunk.
That Vince McMahon never actually lied
No.
about the TV deals travelling. He just didn't say which ones.
True.
And you will actually see in this article how I explain this.
He points this out.
It's actually quite different. So I come with a different appearance because I actually can't wrestle due to a medical condition. As much as I'd love to, it would take more time than MVP to be made.
You've seen the beating I get.
Yeah, but due to medical conditions, I can't actually manage. So that's why I focus on other aspects of the business as well. I appreciate what people do in the ring, but I also appreciate what goes on outside the ring, making the events.
But it needs to be respectful that way.
Yeah.
I'll go on record saying, as a wrestler myself, you've got to give it to people who put the hard work in to sort of help produce the shows that have wrestlers on, like ourselves. If not, then really they're giving up their dream and you're being an arse.
Yeah. You know,
not cool.
Which is why you'll never actually hear me talk about the business side on air that much, apart from when it needs to.
Or you normally ask me.
Yeah, like if something needs, if the financial side needs talking about, I'll talk about it. But
I'll put my hand up and say, if you're talking finances, talk to Nate.
It'll get talked about. But other than that, we're just here to cover the podcast, and we're actually here to talk about wrestling. Like probably once a year, you'll hear me talk about a balance sheet, and you can fast forward 10 minutes. So,
but just in case, we will allow possible shout outs, warnings about that, just in case.
So that's this week's episode, done and sorted probably. It's not the longest episode, but I've got a match in the next 25-30 minutes, so I've got to jump back on a table and get ready for that thing.
Yeah,
so
the one thing I want to say in wrestling today is, as being a fan, here's a question for every fan, and I know every wrestling fan's had this. When was it that you sat down in front of that screen and you looked at it and you said in your mind, I'd give that a go?
I think it was WrestleMania 12.
Yours was WrestleMania 12?
Right, so we're on WrestleMania 30. Now, I'll put this in perspective for people so this actually makes sense. So WrestleMania 12 was Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart. That's 18 years ago. I'm 22 now.
Yeah.
So that was when I was 4. And I saw Shawn Michaels come down on a zip wire. Move me.
Oh.
You couldn't move me out of the television. My nan actually had to set up the ironing board behind me. She used to like trying in front of the television. God knows why, because she shat look up at the television still.
This is the iconic match, isn't it?
Yeah, and I was hooked.
Not the notorious one, iconic.
Yeah, this is the iconic Iron Man match that actually went into overtime. The first ever one that went into overtime on television.
And was the first one.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the first Iron Man match.
The first 60-minute Iron Man match.
Well, was it? No, if you read Ric Flair's book, he was doing some Iron Man matches back in the 80s.
But it's the first one on WWE?
Yeah, I think it was the first one on WWE. But,
yeah.
And Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart put on a clinic.
It definitely is.
And for anyone that wants to go back and watch it, I recommend it. It's on YouTube, it's on Putlocker, it's on anywhere.
Or if you're not if you're not in the UK and you're a fan around the world, you can watch it on the WWE Network.
Yeah, if you're not in Europe, you can actually watch it for $9.99.
Oh, you have to. You had to put that blemish on.
Or if you're in Canada, it's $12.99. Fucking stupid price range, that is. There's only $3 difference, and the fucking last time I checked, Canada is part of America.
I don't know what to make out of it. Different exchange rates.
Yeah, so that's fine, you know, like North America, South America, it's all fucking one big fucking daft place anyway.
But, folks, as I just said that question, I didn't actually aim it at my colleague, but I was actually asking you, the fans.
Yeah, well, I've just answered mine, and that actually led to me as a 5-year-old boy standing on top of the back of the settee, trying to do the Shawn Michaels elbow drop.
Ooh.
Onto a cushion.
Ooh.
And for a 5-year-old, taking a bump onto the floor, you know, I was quite good. Never hurt myself once.
Kids bounce. Adults don't.
Kids bounce.
Whoa, actually, I'm kidding. I don't mean that. Oh, good lord. That sounded wrong.
It did. It was a Michael Jackson joke.
Oh.
He tried that out the window.
That was dark. What I mean is, kids who've got more energy, probably the adrenaline's more higher. They probably, looking off, you know, the cushion catch them. If it's an adult, there ain't no cushion going to catch you.
Right then, so where can we catch you?
You can catch me on Twitter, as my colleague will now officially announce.
Matt Bad Boy Burns.
Catch me on Matt Burns UK on Facebook. Email at mattburns04@hotmail.com. My website, which I already mentioned, but I'll mention again, which is www.matt-burns.co.uk. And where can we find you?
I'm on Twatboo.
You really don't
on
like
there. No, I'm actually on Facebook at Nathan Goff. We're both on Twitter, except I've given that to you because everything I want to say takes more than 160 characters. So
and more swearing.
Yeah.
If I recall.
Yeah. So
because you don't like it.
No. So I can't use Twitter because everything takes longer than 160 characters.
But the Twitter.
And then just find me on Facebook if you want me. I'm on Facebook. I'm approachable. Someone in our comment section will probably agree with us when we say we are probably the most two approachable people that do a wrestling podcast in the world.
Potentially. And if you got any criticism,
and if she doesn't say we're approachable, then when our merchandise comes out, I might be a little bit disappointed.
I can't believe it. You already try and sell merchandise.
Hey, we've been planning it today.
Genius.
Right then, so from me, Nathan Goff.
And from me, the Funk Soul Brother.
The bad boy of British wrestling.
Come on, I'm the Funk Soul Brother, but as my colleague keeps announcing me, I am the bad boy of British wrestling. And, I've noticed you haven't mentioned anything else. Oh, finally, he hasn't mentioned it.
I'm Mr. 301.
Oh, damn it!
You know, he is the one in 301 building.
I thought we got away with it.
From Planet Funk for the following matchup, which is for one fall. I will get that announced one day outside of that company. But
no, it does get done outside that company.
Yeah,
just done at PCW.
That's good. But from us two in an undisclosed location, Stoke-on-Trent, be good. Have a good weekend be safe and hopefully get your Christmas shopping done before.
Oh, definitely. Do get your Christmas shopping. But the one thing I will say is now I would normally say check out your local wrestling. If there is any local shows, go check them out. But if there is none,
come to EDW next weekend. Come spend some time with the Burning Truth.
If you want to spend time with us, you're more than welcome to. We are approachable.
I'll be there. I'll be drinking. If someone wants to come sit next to me and have a drink for the Road Diary.
And we can now officially say that has now been officially the Burning Truth.